Hello everyone, welcome back to CNA, the daily news analysis. Today, the date is 7th of December. These are my working experiences. You may go through it. If you want to download today's PDF, you can join our WhatsApp group or our Telegram channel. There are also other platforms through which you can connect to us. I'd like to inform about our IGP program, Interview Guidance Program, which is going on thrivingly, and the registration is still on and it is completely free. So please let the needy ones know about this. This is our content space, and these are the following topics that we will be discussing today. Let's start with the first news, the global climate 2011 to 2020, a decade of acceleration. So the headline says the warmest decade in history also saw drop in the deaths from extreme climate events, says the WMO, World Meteorological Organization. So it was in the news because WMO has published a report titled The Global Climate, which is a decade of acceleration from 2011 to 2020, concerning the alarming acceleration of climate change and its multifaceted impacts across the planet. Let's have a look at the key highlights of the report. So the report, the report says that the decade was the warmest on record. So warmest on record, with global mean temperatures reaching 1.1 per plus or minus 0.12 degrees Celsius above the 1850 to 1900s. Okay, so এখানে যদি আমি চাও প্রি ইন্ডাস্ট্রিয়াল টাইমৰ পৰা যদি আমি চাও বা আমাৰ পোষ্ট ইন্ডাস্ট্রিয়াল টাইমৰ পৰা যদি আমি চাও 1850 to 1900 যিখিনি আমাৰ টাইম আছিল তাৰ পৰা হিমানখিনি ইনক্ৰিজ হৈছে। Apart from that, the rising greenhouse gas emissions, particularly carbon dioxide, have accelerated ocean warming, impacting the marine ecosystems and ocean acidification as well. Marine heat waves have also increased, affecting 60% of the ocean surface, and sea level rose to 4.5 millimeter per year. Glaciers are also getting thinner, and Greenland and Antarctic ice sheets have already lost 38% more ice than the previous decade from 2001 to 2010. Apart from that, the Montreal Protocol, it has reduced the Antarctic ozone hole, but extreme weather events have hindered this progress towards the sustainable development goals, impacting food security, human mobility, and various socio-economic developments. Let's have a look at the recommendations, WMO's recommendations for mainstreaming action on climate and development goals. So the goal is to enhance the global resilience by collaborating with international organizations, strengthening science policy society interactions. Science policy society interactions. So this term is very, very important. Please mark it out. Apart from that, promoting institutional capacity building and ensuring the policy coherence across sectors. This is particularly important for the global south. So global south, global south, if you don't know, then please find it out and write it down in the comment section. So this is particularly important for the global south, and enhancing the climate and development synergies at national, subnational, and multinational levels is one of the main recommendations of WMO. Let's have a look at the body of WMO. So it is an intergovernmental organization with 193 member states, originated from the International Meteorological Organization in 1873. Okay, so agote Indian International Meteorological Organization is World Meteorological Organization. So it was established in 1950, and it became the UN's specialized agency for meteorology, operational hydrology, and related geophysical sciences, promoting international cooperation. Apart from that, there are various strategic plans of WMO, which includes disaster risk reduction, global framework for climate services, etc. So that was our first news. So please go through the questions. Climate change or লগত related বহুত questions আহাৰ সম্ভাৱনা আছে, and this year particularly আৰু এবাৰ COP28 ৰ পৰা বহুতখিনি questions আহিব. So COP28 যিখিনি events হৈছিলে আপুনি events খিনি ভালকে এবাৰ চাই লওক। Let's head on with the second news, erosion in India's coastline. So why was it in the news? Because our Union Minister Ashwini Kumar Choube, he have revealed that over 1/3 of the country's coastline is susceptible to erosion. So our total, our country coastline kiman hoy. Okay, please let me know in the comment box, type it down. So total our India mainland coastline kiman hoy hetu muk lage. I'm not talking about the overall coastline, but mainland India coastline kiman hoy. Write it down in the comment section. So our country coastline it is very susceptible to the erosion. Citing a study by the National Center for Coastal Research and a statewide study by the National Center for Sustainable Coastal Management. So, studies will reply into conclusion of the study have also found out that 35 out of 116 Andhra Pradesh beaches are vulnerable to erosion, while 28 are under accretion and 22 are facing erosion out of the 50 total in Goa. So total our Goa 50 tar bhitorot 28 ta under accretion ase boli koise aru 22 ta are facing erosion. So accretion boli kole jot neki tata jama hoi ase, accumulation hoi ase. Okay, so erosion hoi ase amar coastline bilakot, that is fine, but okol erosion hoi ase boli teneka nohoy, erosion hoi ase aru logote amar ki hoise accumulation hoi ase of the sediments and all. Okay, so kisiman jagat bari ase, kisiman jagat komi ase. Okay, now let's have a look about the body NCCR itself. So it is a National Center for Coastal Research, which is an attached office. Okay, it is an attached office. Definitely it is an Indian government office which is tasked with the conducting multidisciplinary research on marine pollution, coastal processes, habitats, ecosystems, and capacity building and training. Now, the government measures that have been taken to combat the coastal erosion. So India's shoreline is experiencing varying degrees of erosion due to natural or human activities. So natural activities are karone erosion hoise aru human activities are karone bahut fast erosion hoi ase. Now 34% of the coast is eroding, 28% is accreting, and 38% is stable. So amar gote bharator jodi ami sao ekhini data ami tate dekha paisu. Now apart from that West Bengal and Pondicherry, West Bengal and Pondicherry jikhini amar coast bilak ase hekhini coast bilagot jodi ami sao tetia hole ami dekha pao that it have the highest erosion rates, followed by Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Odisha is the only coastal state with more than 50% accretion. Okay, so Odisha jodi ami sao tetia hole that is the amar tate land khini bari goise 50% accretion hoise boli goise. This will lead to land loss and fishermen's livelihood, but overall jikhini ase hebilakor karone amar overall our land loss hobo aru overall amar ki hoise livelihood amar sources bilak amar komi jabo. So yate gute khini data dia ase ebar apnaloke sai lobe. Okay, so apart from that, what government measures have been taken to combat coastal erosion? Again, ami jodi sao tetia the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has established a hazard line. Now what is hazard line? It is a line used by the agencies in coastal states for disaster management and adaptive measures, obviously. Okay, so eta hazard line banai dise amar ministry for the entire Indian coast, indicating shoreline changes and sea level rise due to climate change. The coastal zone management plans. Okay, the coastal zone management plans. Now this is very important. So they have pictured the hazard line. Now apart from that, the coastal regulation zone notification 2019 aims to conserve the coastal stretches and marine areas, ensuring livelihood security for fishers and the local communities. Okay, so livelihood protect kori ase, conserve kori ase. And apart from that, the notification also permits the establishment of erosion control measures. Now, there are some no development zones. Okay, now these zones have been provided to protect the India's coastline from encroachment and erosion. The Ministry of Jal Shakti has implemented flood management scheme, while the Coastal Management Information System CMIS, this collects the near shore coastal data for coastal protection structures for the coastal erosion mitigation processes, obviously. So these are the question. Please go to the question. So let's move on with the third news, the India Infrastructure Report 2023. So let's see why it was in the news. Because a report was published, the India Infrastructure Report 2023. Okay, so IIR report bulio koi. So it is a part, it was released by the former Vice President Sri Venkaya Naidu. Okay, now this is important. Ahi jabo pare prelims. Okay, kone to release koisla by our former Vice President Sri Venkaya Naidu, and highlights jekhini ase tar, it highlights the key aspects of urban planning and development in India. Okay, now this is a collaborative effort between the IDFC Foundation, then the Infrastructure Development Corporation, Karnataka, and the National Institute of Urban Affairs. Now about the report, the IR report, which is a part of the IDFC Foundation's 2001 series itself, it includes 25 papers. Okay, it includes 25 well-researched papers by experienced urban planning authors. Now, the key aspects include planning and governance, smart initiatives, public-private partnerships, financing, housing, migration, public service delivery, integrating infrastructure, and urban redevelopment. So focus areas, let's have a look at the focus areas. The report explores the potential of digital technology in shaping India's urban landscape, focusing on smart cities and performance ranking criteria. It also examines the financial dimensions, including PPPs, public-private partnerships, and municipal bonds, and urban transportation planning and redevelopment. The report is expected to contribute to inclusive socio-economic development and help India become one of the top 3 largest economies globally. Apart from that, some of the not-for-profit institutions like the IDFC Foundation, IDEC, and NIUA are involved in research, policy advocacy, and capacity building in various infrastructure sectors. The report is expected to contribute to India's growth and the global economic growth. So here goes a question again. Please go through it. So this is the 4th news, restoring the soil health. So why was in the news? Because the World Soil Day, which is celebrated on December 5th, it is a UN's initiative by the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, to promote the sustainable soil management and awareness of the symbiotic relationship between soil and water. So here the theme is theme to but the theme says the soil and water, a source of life. Now this is important for your prelims exam. Now let's have a look at the issues with soil health. So soil health or what can issues bilagase. So like there are issues like soil degradation, fertility rate. Okay, these two are being threatened by the human activities such as excessive chemical fertilizers, deforestation, improper land use, machinery compaction, waterlogging, lack of cover crops, mulching, and excluding organic matter from the crop care. So these are the issues that soil health deal koribo laga hoy. Now in India, soil organic carbon SOC content has decreased from 1% in the past 70 years, posing a significant threat to soil health and the food security. So this particular point here is very, very important for your exam. Now let's have a look at the primary factors of soil formation. So primary factors ke ki ase parent material ase, obviously. Then comes climate, living organisms, topography, time, etc. So soil formation is influenced by these various factors. Now parent material refers to the original rock or the organic material, while the climate is the most dominating factor which affects the weathering rates and soil moisture as well. Now, living organisms decompose organic matter, enriching the soil with nutrients and structure. Now, topography impacts the water drainage, sunlight exposure, and erosion. Soil maturity is determined by time. Implications of soil degradation, implication hoy, soil degrade hoy bole. So agriculture hisabe hoy, food security hisabe eta impact ase, biodiversity hisabe sabogolo eta impact ase. So the soil degradation impacts agriculture and food security, biodiversity, and of course the pollinator decline. It reduces the crop yields, increases the irrigation needs. Okay, it increases also the pest and disease susceptibility and increases the susceptibility to pests and diseases. Food security is vulnerable to climate change and biodiversity suffers from habitat loss, reduced plant diversity, altered ecosystem services, and increased species invasiveness. Now, what are the remedies? So, remedial measures. So, they are miss out. Our কিছুমান measures বিলাক আছে like adopting the conservation practices and all, okay, reducing chemical use, promoting smart solutions, etc. Okay, so the use of precision agriculture, digital innovations, robotics, and AI for soil restoration is the need of the hour. Now, it has also been discussed here that the water conservation techniques, integrated pest management, and education and policy support for sustainable agriculture, the sustainable agriculture. Now, there is this whole discussion emphasizes on the need for the sustainable agriculture practices. Here goes the question. Here comes our prelims fact. So first is about the Kopili fault zone. So why was it in the news? Because the researchers from the Indian Institute of Geomagnetism have identified seismogenic liquefaction features in the active Kopili fault zone in India. So Kopili fault yate jaga to dia ase. Okay. So Kopili fault. So Kopili fault jodi ami sao kor pora korleke ase ekido dia ase. একেবাৰে মণিপুৰৰ পৰা ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰি পেলাই ভূটান, অৰুণাচল, আসাম ট্ৰাইজংচন যিটো আছে সেইখিনিলৈকে আছে 300 কিলোমিটাৰ লং হয়। নাও তাতে লিকুইফেকশন ফিচাৰ্স বিলাক পোৱা গৈছে বুলি কৈছে, which means what, that তাতে fluid kind of আমি ফিচাৰ্স বিলাক আমি দেখা পাইছোগে। Okay, so it is associated with the collisional tectonics and generates lower crustal dextral strike slip earthquakes. Okay, so here is the word, the dextral strike slip earthquake. So if you know what is the meaning of dextral slide slip earthquake, then just write it down in the comment section. So there are two different types of slip. Okay, eta ase amar strike slip aru eta ase amar what, deep slip, right? So there are two different types, deep and strike. So hekhini ki hoy, let me know. Okay, so let's move on to the next news, next prelim fact, the Cyber Surakshit Bharat initiative, which is very, very important. And again, initiatives bilak, schemes bilak, okay, ebilak bahut important hoy, question regularly ahead. So the National E-Governance Division, NEGD in India, have launched the 40th Chief Information Security Officers Deep Dive Training Program under the Cyber Surakshit Bharat initiative. Okay, so initiative through the training program. So the initiative aims to raise the awareness about cybercrime and enhance the capacities of the CISOs, Chief Information Security Officers, and the IT officials as well across all the government departments. The program, which is the first public-private enterprise, is partnering with major IT companies like Intel and Microsoft. Third prelims fact is about the Gram Manchitra application. So the Union Minister of State for Panchayati Raj has introduced the Gram Manchitra application, a geographic information system, which is designed to support Gram Panchayats in spatial planning. The application provides a unified platform for visualizing developmental works across sectors and aids in the Gram Panchayat development plan. Additionally, the minister has launched the APSC Soft, a mobile-based solution for capturing photos with geotags for works with assets. This enhances the visualization of developmental works in the Gram Panchayats. This is our academic team. This is our content developing and technical team. That's it for today, guys. Thank you very much.